Are you a Warhammer 40,000 and City Heroes fan and also into the Leagues of Votann? I'm Controlled Chaos, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a League of Votann character in the game. Let's go ahead and get started. So first off, when you're in the game, you want to go ahead and you want to choose for the origin technology because they are very heavily technology based. Then once you're in there, I recommend going ranged and choosing Sentinel when you're on a server that has Sentinel. If not, you might want to try Defender, you might want to try Blaster, or Guardian if you're on Rebirth. Once you've done that, we're then going to go into the powers. You can do Assault Rifle if you're wanting to do sort of a bolter feel, but then this also has the flamer and stuff like that. Makes it a bit odd. I highly recommend beam rifle because they do have beam technology. Next, when you go into this, there's a couple of choices that you can do. You can do invulnerability, which works out well. You can also do willpower, or those two, but I highly recommend doing invulnerability. Then once you're done doing that, you want to go ahead and choose the huge size. You want to take the height, you want to drop it all the way down to about 4 feet. You want to take the physical and turn it all the way up. You want to take shoulders all the way up. You want to take chest all the way up. Waists and hips all the way up. You might even want to drop the legs down some more so that you can get that 4 foot height exactly. So we've done all of that now. Let's go ahead and go into the costume. So we're going to clear everything out here. We're going to choose our colors. So we want to do something interesting for our primary. So let's go ahead and let's go with this tan color there. And then for our secondary, let's go with a blue marking. And so these are going to be the primary colors of everything. We want to do one last thing. We want to go into head. We want to go from chiseled, and you want to go to brute. You want a little bit shorter of a head, wider jaw, stuff like that, because once again, we're building a dwarf. And then you can go into face. You can choose whatever face you want. I personally like this face. And so now that we're into that, you can choose what hair you think looks good. I like doing like the one with the ponytail, or the medium hair, stuff like this. Like you could go barbaric. And then we're going to turn this off, and we're going to give the hair a dwarven feel to it. We'll go with that color, and the next color, we'll do something like that. And so this gives us that dwarvish look. Another one that you can do, which is really good, is you can go with the mohawk. You can go the mohawk look is fine also. And then if you go into the details, you can do these goggles because they do wear these goggles and they do have some highlights. So I'm going to change the highlights of this to a red instead. And then I'm going to go to detail 2. And you can go with some beards is a good choice. Because, the dwarves like to have some good beards. And so the beards I recommend that you go with are the shorter beards for this build. So I recommend something like this or this, one of these two. I'm going to go with this one right here. I'm going to make sure that the colors match with what I did for the mohawk. Then once you're done with that, we're going to go to upper bodies. We're going to switch from tights to armored. And this is when you're playing on like Rebirth, you're playing on Homecoming, and servers like that. There is one server where we're going to change things up, and I'll get into that a bit differently. So once we've done that, when we go to chest, we want to change this alpha. We want to go all the way to this Crytek. You want to choose Crytek for this. And the reason being is the armor look, and also we want this look here of the rubber between the arms. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to chest detail, and you're going to choose the Tech Knight and go that direction. Then we're going to go gloves. And in the gloves, you want to go ahead and go large. We're going to change this to also the Crytek look. So we've got that all done. Then we want to go to belt. And if you have it available, you want to choose the, where is it? Ah, there it is. The Imperial Defender's belt. And we're going to change up those saddles to be that. And then we're going to go to lower body. We're going to switch to armor. We're going to zoom out here. We're going to once again go all the way to Crytek. Then we want to go to boots. And we want to go down to, there are several different choices that you can choose. But I recommend things like, for instance, where is it? Imperial Defense will work on this. You can also do the, where is it? More, I'm looking for the Valkyrie ones are good too. And different servers have things organized differently, so it's hard for me to keep track of what's what. But let me find the Valkyrie ones. Not that, the Valkyrie. You could do the Valkyrie here, which will give you the nice knee pads. If you don't want knee pads and you don't want the glow, you can also go with large. And then in this, you want to go once again to the cry. Now, we need to go up to the upper, back up to the upper body, and you need to do shoulders. For the shoulders, Imperial Defense is a good one to do. Because yes, there's a bit of glow up here, but a lot of the Leagues of Votann have a stripe of color that goes right here, and their shoulder pads have a similar look to this. So that's why I recommend there. Now, when we're working on the beam rifle that you want to use is something that looks like an actual good beam rifle. I recommend either the Celestial rifle or the shock rifle on these two. And we're going to change the color to being a red on that. And so that's how you create your character that has a Leagues of Votann look to it. So I'm going to be back in just a moment and I'll show you some changes that we're going to make to this for when you're on the Thunder Spy server. Okay, I am back. So once again, we're on the Thunder Spy server. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to choose range. We're going to go here. Now you notice we're missing this whole entire thing of the being able to do a sentinel, so you can go blaster, but you're gonna want to pick up a bunch of defensive capabilities. I recommend going something like maybe corruptor or defender. So I'm gonna go defender, and then we're going to choose something like, you could go with traps, which I will go ahead and go with, and then you want still the beam rifle. And for the body, we're going to follow the same thing, but you want to be a bit more careful in your height selection. And we're going to crank up the physicality on all of this. We're not going to touch the arms though. Leave the arms alone. We're going to jump up the waist. We're going to jump up the hips. Make the legs a little bit shorter. Something like this. And then we will actually adjust the arms. Something like that, and then we're going to jump up overall height about there. So you got a little bit more control on your arms and your legs in Thunder Spy. And then we are going to go over here. We're going to once again clear everything out. We're going to choose colors, but instead of choosing colors that way, we're going to go over here, go to this, and we're going to choose something that is on the yellow spectrum. go here. I go a lighter color. Lighter. Even lighter. There we go. That's more the color I'm looking for the Votann. You get more control on Thunder Spy with colors. And then for the secondary, I still want that blue that we had before, which is really nice. And for the head, we're going to follow the same exact situation. That, change my, do my normal that I like. For the hair, yeah, we'll go with that for now. And then I'm going to change this hair. Oops. Let me go back here to that color. Turn this off. Let's switch back over to this. That for that. That for that. And we're going to go to General 1. Going to put in those goggles again. Actually, let me zoom in here. So those don't have the glowing goggles, but we still want a red to those. Probably a higher red. And you can actually double up on some details, but we're not going to worry about doubling up on the details. And for this, put in that beard, we're going to go this color for it. And secondary will be this. We have that done, and let's go upper body. Upper body, you're actually going to keep tights, but you still want to go with the where is it? Tech Cry. And then we're going to go to the shoulders. Once again, we're going to do that, and then we're going to go to chest detail. This one is going to be different. This one, you actually want to do the IDF heavy armor. The IDF heavy armor, you can go either with a glow on it or without the glow. I'm going to go without the glow. And I actually like this a lot better on this server than the other one. The reason being is the thickness of the armor. You actually get that head in the helm, in the suit look that you get from the Leagues of Votann. So I'm going to do my gloves. Once again, I'm going to go with the large. And we'll go with the Crytek. Wherever it is. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. That's why. I need this. So Crytek. We're going to go the right glove. And we're going to do the same thing. Where is it? Crytek. Oh, that's right. We're doing the large, not the Now we do the Crytek. And then for the belt, because this one doesn't have that belt, you can go with a bunch of different ones, but you want a buckled belt that has some pockets. So you could do like this one right here. And what we're going to do, we're going to change those to that. So like so. And we're going to go lower body. Switch it to armor. Once again, we're going to go with the Crytek. And we're going to go to the boots. And we're going to go with, like I said, you can either go with the large, or this time I will actually go with the Imperial Defense. Either one works. I personally like the Imperial Defense because it gives more of that boot look to it. That's nice. And then we go to weapon. Weapon is going to be a bit different because you still have the shock rifle and everything like that. So on this server, you're good. Some servers don't have the shock rifle, but we'll go there. We're going to go ahead and change this. We're going to change that to a red. We're going to change the weapon metal to a gunmetal look and go there. And this will be your League of Votann character. Look at how much cooler that looks on Thunderspot. Later on down the road in the future, there will be models added in that look closer to what bolters look like to give it a better feel. But overall, this is how you make your League of Votann character from Warhammer 40,000. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe, and have a great day.